Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening, learning, and to the Bayat Shadabadat, the house of David, Amaya Shatab, with men of valor, Las Vegas camp, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, with another lesson of the lineage. All right, lineage and the lineage, the heritage, and the blessing, or the blessings. Salakia, forget what it's called that I named it, but this is, I believe, going to be part 6 of the series. All right, we should be done with this series here, and I will try to shorten this series, go back over it. Lord willing, make a TikTok version of it, as well as make a shorter series of this particular make shorter version of this particular series, all right, to get straight to the point. But Lord willing, it be edifying unto the body, and I do this through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, so that I may continue to be sharpened and continue to have the understanding through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and making my due diligence, and that it may help any of you brothers or sisters out there, who want to know more, and that you follow along and look up these things, all right, and that you study to show thyself approved, all right, roughly paraphrasing scripture, okay. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these scripts, okay. I'm going to start here in the book of Deuteronomy. It's going to be Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 3, and it reads, "And it came to pass in the 14th year, in the 11th month of the first day of the month, that Moses spake unto the children of Israel according to all that Yahweh had given him in commandments unto them." Right, so Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai had given the laws, statutes, and commandments at this time. All right, unto who? Unto the children, unto the nation of Israel alone. It is only the nation of Israel, who received the laws, statutes, and commandments to follow first and foremost. All right, and 1/3 of the nation of Israel believed upon Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's testimony, believe upon the the commandments that were set forth, not only the 10 commandments, but the laws that govern the very universe. All right, the 613 laws that were supposed to be followed according to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's way and will. All right, 2/3 of the nation of Israel believe and care not for the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, nor his ways, laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, so 2/3 of the nation of Israel will perish and die, all right, for their disbelief. Okay, but again, all right, I'm going to read that again. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 3. "And it came to pass in the 14th year, in the 11th month of the first day of the month, that Moses spake unto the children of Israel according unto all that Yahweh had given him in the commandments unto them." All right, so Yahweh gave the commandments to who? Moses. Moses came out of what tribe? Levi. All right, therefore he was a part of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, and he was that power at that time. All right, Moses set up to lead the nation and the children of Israel out of bondage through the will and the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, he was set up that time to deliver Israel unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, as that special peculiar treasure. All right, leaving Egypt. All right, he was the one that was commanded to do to have his miracles done through him and his brother Aaron. All right, but Moses being the head. Okay, I'm going to go here to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, and we're going to start at verse 7. Go to verse 7 to verse 8, and it reads, "And Yahweh did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people." Right, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai didn't choose the nation of Israel because they were so great. All right, because they were the biggest nation, all right, or anything like that. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh chose the nation of Israel Why? It's going to go ahead to say, verse 8, and it reads, but because Yahweh loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers. Right? He had sworn an oath unto your fathers. Where are your fathers? Who are your fathers? Well, your forefathers. All right? Understanding that the nation of Israel, all right, came through the lineage of Shem. All right? And that royal seed line has always been there. Okay? But just taking it for this series, taking it to your forefathers, the line came out of Shem, all right, was preserved in Shem. Blessing was given unto Abraham. From Abraham it was given to Isaac. From Isaac unto Jacob, and Jacob unto the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, that the nation may be established. Continuing on, I'm gonna read that again. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, and verse 8, and it reads, but because Yahweh loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, all right, hath Yahweh brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of the Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Right, and this is why Yahweh Bashem Yahushua did it. Right, he did it to show his wonder, his glory, and his might. All right, that he rules in the kingdom of men. All right, that he rules all things. All right, here it is. He took Pharaoh out. He made the lowly servant, the master, okay, over Pharaoh. All right, miracles and wonders were done, through this peasant. All right, in the eyes of these Egyptians. All right, these peasants have now accelerated, all right, and been exalted over the nation of Egypt. All right, this kingdom of Egypt that was so vast and so great has now fallen at the hands of these peasants' power. All right, and this is a wonder and these miracles and everything were performed for the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, for Yahweh's name to be magnified and gloried and to be feared. This is why Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has done this. All right, and this is why he continues to do this. All right, so that he may be magnified. Yes, we are a peculiar special treasure unto himself, but it is not for us, it is for his very namesake. All right, we are just the beneficiaries of his mercy and his grace that he chose to bestow upon the nation. All right, the nation of Israel. All right, who he chose to govern. The people. All right. It's going to be the book of Deuteronomy. It's going to be chapter 4. Chapter 4 and verse 4. And I'm going to read. And it reads, But ye that did cleave unto Yahweh, your power are alive, every one of you, this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahweh my power commanded me, that ye should do so that ye shall do it so in the land wherewith ye go to possess it. Right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said, this is what you need to do. I have chosen you to do this. All right, I give this unto you. All right, and as the Father has taught me, so I am teaching you. All right, as the Father has ordained Yahushai, to know all things and to give us the laws, statutes, and commandments set forth. All right, for a nation to be in rulership, from Moses receiving the laws, statutes, and commandments, and how to live thereby. All right, receiving all 613 laws. This is the way. All right, this is the way for you. Let me go continue to read. It says, verse 6. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Right, is a wise and understanding people, because where does wisdom come from? On high, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. That is the only place that wisdom and knowledge comes from, is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You might have so-called worldly knowledge, but worldly knowledge does not compare unto wisdom and knowledge amongst high that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has bestowed upon his people. All right, which is the laws, statutes, and commandments, the things that govern life itself. All right. Verse 7, and it reads, For what nation is there so great, who hath the power? All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, so nigh unto them, as Yahweh our power is in all things that we call upon him for. And that what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all the law which I set before you this day. All right. And it is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai who had set the laws, statutes, and commandments unto the nation and unto the children of Israel. Why and how did he do that? All right. He did it because it was his will. All right. He chose the nation of Israel. We did not choose him. Why? Because that's what he wanted to do. Okay. Because he made the world for our sake. All right. It's not like as if we had a real choice. All right. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. It doesn't matter if you want to be a part of the nation of Israel. All right. If Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has ordained your father's seed to go back to a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, or Seminole Indian, you are of the children of Israel. Deal with it. All right. And you might not like it now. All right. But the blessing, that you will receive eventually, the commonwealth of the nation of Israel, you will glory in that day. Okay. This is going to be Salakia. It's going to be the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11. And I'm going to drop down to verse 26, and it reads, Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if you will obey my commandments, if you obey the commandments of Yahweh your power, which I command you this day. And a curse if you will not obey the commandments of Yahweh your power. All right, I want to point that out. All right, possessive, your power, but turn aside out of the way which I command you this day to go after other gods which ye have not known. Right. So Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai told us in the law that we are not to worship other gods, not supposed to bow down ourselves to anything that's in the earth, under the earth, above the earth. All right. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is a jealous power. All right. We are only to serve him. We are only to give him the reverence, the glory, the honor, and the praise. All right. We are never to praise another. All right. And but being that we did, he set before us this day a blessing and a curse. We disobeyed. We are under the curses. All right. The nation of Israel was never done away with. The nation of Israel was never supposed to truly, Salaki, was never supposed to be truly done away with. It was only for the nation of Israel, to what? To learn good and evil, to know both sides, to be a proper and righteous judge. All right. Because if you need to judge a situation, how do you know how to judge the situation if you don't know both sides? If you only have one side, all right, it would make you one-sided, make you a hypocrite. How could you ever judge righteously? Okay, so Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has placed us in the condition that we are in this till this day, all right. Salakia. It's going to be the book of Deuteronomy, Salakia, chapter 31. Chapter 31, verse 1 and 2, and it reads, And Moses went and spake these words unto all of Israel, and he said unto them, I am 120 years old this day. I can no more go out and come in. Also Yahweh hath said unto me, Thou shalt not go over this Jordan. All right. And Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the 40 years in the wilderness, none of those people made it into the wilderness. All right. Aaron and Moses itself did not Aaron and Moses themselves did not make it into the wilderness. All right, Joshua actually led the people into the from the wilderness into the promised land. All right, because hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is just. All right, and when Moses and Aaron did what they did, when Aaron did what he did and made the golden calf, all right, and the lack of faith that Moses had, they had punishment and judgments for it. Okay, so Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said that they would not enter the promised land. All right, as Aaron had went up to the mountain and had died. All right, and I believe it was Eleazar. All right, and Eleazar made it to the promised land, Salakia, and Aaron, and when Aaron had died, his son had let them into the promised land, the priesthood. Okay, and then continuing on for Moses, was Joshua for Moses. Okay, and he let the people into the promised land. All right, Salakia, go down to verse 28. All right, 28. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31 and verse 28, and it reads, "Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears, and call heaven and earth to record against them. For I know that after my death ye will utterly corrupt yourselves, and turn aside from the way which I commanded you, and evil will befall you in the latter days, because ye will do evil in the sight of Yahweh, to provoke him to anger through the works of your hands." And Moses spake these in the ears of all the congregation of Israel, the words of this song, until they were ended. All right, and that those words that were spoken against us is the song of Moses. All right, the words that are spoken against us are all the atrocities we have committed unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's name. All right, to his image. All right, not believing upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's name, not believing upon his laws, statutes, and commandments, for performing and rehearsing the righteous acts. All right, believing on Jesus Christ. All right, believing on that image, seeing that image, and to think that your salvation is going to come from a blonde-haired labradoodle. Okay, that is not your power. All right, and this thing it's not colorism. All right, but Yahweh Bashem Yahushai tells you and gives you specific depiction of what he looks like. Okay, which therefore it is needful and it is mindful for you to understand who are the true judges of the earth that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has set up. All right, it is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you Seminole Indians. All right, and you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. It is you who Yahweh Bashem Yahushai cares for. All right, and if you want to look more into that account and see what and see things that we did, things that we went off, go check out the book of Deuteronomy. Check out chapter 8. All right, read verses 11 through 20. All right, how this is held against us, the things that we have did and just defiled ourselves unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. These are the things that we are held accountable for this day. All right, some things we got over, and some things that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has chastised us for, but in its entirety, it is not done until it's done. Okay, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, these curses will overtake you. All right, and matter of fact, let me get some curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28. I'll just pull a couple of them. Okay, let's start here. Let's start in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let's start at verse 36, and it reads, "And Yahweh shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, into a nation which neither thou nor thy father have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods." All right, idolatry. All right, wasn't it said that we were not supposed to serve wood, stone? All right, we're not supposed to bow ourselves down to other gods, but it says we're going to serve, we're bowing down and serving other gods, wood and stone. All right, is that not the cross for Catholicism and Christianity in general for most Christians? All right, stone, isn't that Mecca? All right, bowing to a rock, all right, or a carved Buddha or whatever it is. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushai said, you know none of these, all right, and they were not for you. All right, they were not meant for you. Verse 37, and it reads, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword amongst the nations, whither Yahweh shall lead thee. Right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai made us a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Seminole Indian. All right, hey, these bywords on the side of this chart, whether it be a so-called Negro, West Indian, Haitian, Dominican, Guatemalan to Panamanian, Puerto Rican, Cuban, North American Indian, Seminole Indian, the Argentinian to Chile, Colombia to Uruguay, Mexican. Those are all your bywords. All right, these are all your bywords. Okay, you are not Mexican. You are not Puerto Rican. All right, you are not African American. All right, these are bywords that were given unto you by these other nations. All right, so you may have your heritage stripped away so that you won't know who you are. Okay, this is what Yahweh Shem Yahushai has done. Okay, hey, I'm gonna jump up to verse. Slakia. I'm gonna jump up to verse 29, and it reads, "And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind grope in darkness." Right, you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're coming from. All right, you're blinded. All right, you have no way. You have no way and of knowing where you're going. All right, as a blind man grope at noonday, looking around. All right, he's looking around for what? He's looking in darkness. He's trying to find his way. All right, this is how the nation of Israel is. Okay, continuing on. Thou shalt not prosper in thy way. Right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds whose father's line goes back, you have not truly prospered as you should, as the blessings say you would. All right, you have only been taken down and turned to a lower state. You might have a little bit of substance, but that substance has come from you selling out. The substance has come from you, disobeying the laws, statutes, and commandments that were set forth by Yahweh Shem Yahushai for his nation. Okay? That's the way that you prosper, because you are doing wickedness. All right? Most of you. All right? Not to say that Yahweh Shem Yahushai can't provide substance for some of you. All right? That don't know that you're Israelites. All right? You could be of the chosen line, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai seen fit to give you what he wanted to give you. All right? But for the most part, most of you have sold out with substance. Continuing on, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled. All right? Oppressed and spoiled. You shall be oppressed. Somebody shall rule over you. Shall be in a low case and spoiled. No substance. All right? You should be at the bottom. Okay? Evermore, and no man shall save thee. Right? No man shall save thee. The only one who can save us is the man who put us here. All right? The man who we disrespected. All right? His laws, statutes, and commandments set forth. His word. All right? He said, this is the way, walk ye in it. Roughly paraphrasing scripture. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? And until this punishment is up, we will continue to be in the conditions that we are in. You will still continue to lack. All right? Go down to verse 40. Slakia. I'm going to go to verse 41, and it reads, thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them. Right. You have to continue to work. If you got a 2-parent household, they both work, and you got latchkey, safe key kids for you 80s and 90 babies. All right, you 2000 and so on, 2000 and so on. You have you have a safe key, you have daycare, and you have one parent. All right. You have no enjoyment. Okay, for they shall go into captivity. All right, shall go into captivity, and this is that Atlantic slave. This is the Atlantic slave trade. All right, they went into captivity, buying and selling. All right, continue on. All the trees and the fruits of thy land shall the locust consume. All right, verse 33. The The stranger that is within thee, they shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Right, you are very low. In every case, in every way, shape, and form, you have continued to be low. All right, the strangers that are within you, these other nations get up above you. They get loans. They get everything that they need. They prosper. All right, they get businesses and so on and so forth. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. You are the ass end of the joke. You are the butt of all jokes. All right, you are the tail. The tail is the farthest part back. You're not even the tail, the tip of the end, the tail closest to the ass on a dog. You're all the way at the end of the tail. All right, you will not have anything. You cannot do anything. It is outside of your power. It is outside of your hands. Okay, I'm gonna drop down to verse 46, and it reads, Deuteronomy 28 and 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thee seed forever, because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, and have iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee. And the nation of Israel has been destroyed. All right? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai made sure that he made good on his word. All right? For you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you Seminole Indians. All right? And you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. I got a couple more scripts, and then I'm going to go ahead and close out. This is the book of Deuteronomy. It's going to be chapter 29, and I'm going to start at verse 25, and it reads, Then the man shall say, because they have forsaken the covenant of Yahweh, the power their father, which he made with them when he brought them forth out of the land of Egypt. For they went and served other gods, and worshipped them, gods whom they have not known, whom he had not given unto them. And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against this land, to bring upon it all the curses that are written in the book. And Yahweh rooted them out of the land in anger, and in wrath, and in great indignation, and cast them into another land, as it is this day. So we are still scattered into the land, other lands, until this very day. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you Seminole Indians. All right, and you speckled bird whose father's line goes back. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. I want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Chakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, and the bias should double dot. All right, this is the reason. This is the Salakia. This is the blessing. All right, and the blessing and the curse and the lineage. All right, tracing the lineage for the blessing and the curse. There is more to the story. All right, there is even deeper to go. But if you have this beginning of this understanding, may Yahweh Hashem Yahushai impart more unto you. All right, Lord willing, this was edifying. I'll continue this series in a shorter form. All right, Lord willing, and more direct form going forward for this particular series. All right, once again, Lord willing, be edifying unto the body. Give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rechakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listen, learning, and the bias Shadabadat, the house of David. I will, Lord willing, make this series a shorter as well, and make a TikTok series of it as well. So the next time, say Shalom, Wa Abal Babal, Kwam Yasharal.